Good morning. This is Grateful Ed. Hope you're having a fantastic day. It is a great day to be alive, and there are so many things going on. I want to give a big shout out to everybody and say hello, and also to send my love. It is unprecedented times that we're living in, and I don't know what to say except you got to hold on to your faith and what you believe is right, and also stand up for what you think is right. Um, I want to give a big thank you to the people who have supported me and also given me the benefit of the doubt at different levels, which I don't know about right now, but I feel it, and I feel these things are working, and I feel they're in the works. That people have known about all the injustices that have gone on for so long, and the ones that have broken out of their mold to take some action. I feel you, I'm with you, and I support you. And the ones in the evaluation chain, or the, how can I say it, in a position to, turn the tables and make something happen because of that, of all the injustices, I want to thank you very much. Well, I want to start about President Trump, okay? And that's the big news, what's going on. I'm going to say I don't know all the ins and outs, but there's a couple things. Number one is, I hear these rumors about having violent protest or these type things, in President Trump's name. That's not what he's about. That never was what he's about. And, it's just my opinion, from we've all seen what happened on January 6th, how that was infiltrated and distorted, especially in this fake news, okay, to make you think that President Trump is a bad guy, okay, to make you think that he is rallying the base of his supporters or some kind of radicals or something, which is a bunch of bullshit, okay. Uh, these charges that are being brought against him, like I say, all these things all through the years. Once he broke away from the Democratic Party in New York, okay, and started to stand up politically, voice his opinions on TV, okay, and, let it be known. He knows what's going on. He sees right through all their disguises. He found a way with the right support and the right people to convey the message to the American people, and unfortunately give the example of what Biden has done and is doing to our country, okay, in order to show us how fake and fraud and phony these government officials are. Okay, so, and once he's broken away from the Democrats and, stood up for his political views about what he feels America is and how we take back America, through the legal process, then they hate that, okay, because that's their biggest fear. So, when it comes to this today, who knows what's going to happen, okay? But all I'm saying is, trust your gut when it comes to these things, and, don't be fooled by these uh, distorters of the truth. Let's just put it that way. I want to continue on and talking about some of my stories about gang stalking and how I've been attacked, okay? And let you know that this is not about me, but it's also to, put my story out there. And if one person even gains knowledge or strength in order to stand their ground against any kind of setup against them, then I consider that a success. Okay. So, you know, this is about targeting children and trying to distort them at a very early age in order to, take advantage of their innocence, okay, and for profit and for gain and for status for grown-ups who have lost their way, okay. And I say that they have lost their way and they're bearing about what's right or wrong. These setup and gang stalkers, they don't care who you are. They don't care your socio-economical status within the community, because they have ways of distorting their insurance or their property, old property, that has been hidden from us for a long, long time, okay? So, it doesn't matter if you're in the inner city or you're in the suburbs. It really doesn't matter about that, okay? So, off the top of my head, some of my experiences or what I am bracing myself with a breadth and depth. I got no idea how deep this evil goes, because in my case, it's gone on a long time, more than half a century, I believe, okay? But I'm looking at identity theft. I'm looking at bank fraud. I'm looking at insurance fraud. I'm looking at poisoning. That would be attempted murder. Okay, thank God that it didn't work. There's a couple of those, more than one attempted murder. Directed energy weapons, that's the government side. Illegal surveillances, that is coordination there between law enforcement and their cronies within their government agencies or their contractors. I'm looking at, attempted, to get into these phony marriages. Okay, that's part of the story. I'm looking at the hackers. Okay, they were in there. It was part of it. I knew it, and it's just part of the story. It's going to come out. Also, the gang stalking, with the surveillance, not only in their private vehicles, but in their corporation vehicles, and it seems as though within the government vehicles too. Okay, so you got a gambit of vehicles there. There's a strong, strong connection to these vehicles. Try to sabotage my vehicles. Okay, perhaps putting tracking devices on them. Who knows? We don't know yet. Okay. Also, when it comes to the government, I'm looking at VA, medical fraud. Okay. And I'm just saying, from the doctors to the nurses. Okay. Then when it comes to the civilian sector, okay, with these the C shots, okay, the C word, okay, these things, no C word, no shot, no treatment. When it comes to elderly. All right, and I'll say VA medical fraud once again. Okay, so thing about it is those are off the top of my head. All right, and I don't know how deep and wide it goes. Okay, but there was something that I made a note about that I wanted to talk about today. And that's about, when okay, there's a lot of people, I spoke about growing up without a father, okay. And there's a lot of, how can I say it? You feel like you're an outsider, or you can, okay. But the thing about me, I don't know the real story about my father, and it was always hush hush, okay. So that's a signal even when you're a child. But for me, okay. But to make things worse is when other people in the family, they're gonna drive home the fact about how bad my father was, okay, when they never met my father, okay. They don't know. It's just secondhand news, unless they were in early on some kind of fraud, some kind of fraudulent scheme in order to, how can I say it, in order to traumatize, terrorize me by telling these lies and distorting what I think about. Because there's always a possibility people change and things change, circumstances change. But, from my experience with my aunt, with Aunt Faye, I mean, I'm not going to pull any punches when it comes to this. She's out for herself, So if these things did happen, with her friends and, lovers, as far as part of their scheme, okay, where she had to get in on the hierarchy of the society there in Mason, then that's very, very plausible in my mind. It is spring break time, and I remember back in the day where I believe her getaway was Myrtle Beach with some of her hierarchy friends, with her Nancy's and these folks, who already had a name in the society. So in order to bring her up into that, she had to do something, okay, in order to keep on with that narrative. It's just my thought. Okay, we'll see what happens, but we'll see what comes out about that. So, along those same lines, when it comes to her husband, Lanny Matthews, okay, so, when I was having problems, okay, maybe 19 years old, 20 years old, and I'm trying to reach out, talk about something. His only answer was, in a very mean and hateful way, you have to sacrifice. What does that mean? Okay, what did you sacrifice, Mr. Matthews? What did you sacrifice, Miss Stubbs? Okay, what are you trying to sacrifice today? So that begs the question. When it comes to your family, okay, you got to watch out. Family, inner circle, friends, co-workers, okay, people in the community, neighbors. Once they're working against you, God only knows the means that they use in order to steal and rip off from you. Stand up. Don't. Please learn to recognize these signs. Something's not right. Got to trust your gut on these things. Stand up for yourself. Don't let them steal your property. Don't let them steal your identity. Don't let them steal your soul. That's all I got for this one. I want to thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. God bless you. God bless America. And keep on keeping on.